Hello, so in this tutorial, we'll be covering the second part of our tutorial series to make basically Minecraft clone in Core. In this tutorial, we hope to do a few small things, such as removing these gaps in the blocks, so blocks that are seen are spawned, and only blocks that are seen are spawned. So basically everything will be hollow inside, but you'll be able to see all the blocks that are spawned. So let's get right into it. To start off, you want to open the row generator script. There's a few small things you have to do. Let's start by defining a local x start equals 0, local x in equals 0, local y start equals 0, and local y in equals 0. Next one, we also add in a local chunk blocks equals the empty table. And we also want to have another new function that we'll be adding in, which will be function load generator is block surrounded for x, y, and z. This will be for checking if the block is surrounded or not. Then I think that's about it. We have one more function actually. So function load generator dot spawn blocks for x, y, and z. Now we want to modify the generate script. So instead of generating spawning the blocks, what we want to do is generate the table for the blocks. So we have an x start equals, so what we're going to do is actually add in all of these are separate variable from the other ones, so we can access these in other parts of the script. So what we can do is x start equals x start p. Let's see then xn equals x n p, y start equals y start p, and y end equals y end p. These just shortcut parameter, it doesn't really matter what we do, we just do that. So now we have another thing we want to do. So we just want to make trunk blocks is equal to empty row. So we start the chunk blocks. Then what we're going to do is chunk blocks of x equals to empty row once again. This gives us a table that we can use for the x. Then we can also have a value for the chunk blocks of x and of y. And we can make this a constant table that we're filling out with parameters. So we would have local height equals this. We're getting rid of this for a bit. See, let's keep it. Let's migrate it over to this function temporarily. Oops. This be small blocks, not one block. Then for z equals -16 up to height do blocks of xyz equals block hero of basic block. We'll be modifying this to make it so that there's other stuff that spawns in here like cores and all that kind of stuff eventually, but for now we just have this a basic block. And for z equals height up to 32 do blocks x, y, z equals block table of air. We all have air above the ground. And let's also just add in guess maybe a faster rate here to make it faster. Maybe not faster, but have it like less laggy. So we'll be playing blocks over. And then we can go call row generator dot spawn blocks. Now what we're going to do is have the spawn blocks function. Let's just have the box starting function. So one thing first we're going to do is local max height equals 32 and local down this max down equals -16. We can use the max down. We can easily change this. I haven't too many change the variables. We're gonna play around with numbers. Max down and make this max height. So what we're gonna do is if x equals x start or y equals y start or x is equal to xn or y is equal to y and or z is equal to max height or z is equal to max down. Oops. So basically this checks to make sure it's not somewhere around the top and bottom. Because otherwise it's gonna be not surrounded because even though there's not any blocks next to it. I mean there well because there's like really nothing outside of it, so it's on the border between the chunks, so we just want to have it visible just in case there's not a chunk nearby it or something like that. Anyways, now we have a bit of a tedious if-else loop. So chunk blocks. If anyone has a better way to do this, please let me know. I'll be glad to know a better way to do this. Chunk blocks it's y and z dot template. This is new, and then doing false. Oh, it's if. So let's just copy this and paste this. Yeah, it should be enough times. Make this minus and move this from here and into plus here. And 3 plus 1 here and minus 1. So basically, if the block here doesn't have a template, which means it's basically error something, it's not surrounded and we want to show it. Speaking of that, we want to go to the blocks script and add in the thing for the error. So what we do is have blocks of error was okay was we can just for a little bit. We'll switch back to the original script and go to the spawn blocks function. So x equals x start. We also don't need xyz for the spawn blocks function. So I had that there. So for x equals x start, x end. So basically from the x start to the x end. We're gonna do for y equals y start by end, and for z equals -16. Sorry, for max down, max height we do. I have to get rid of this. Keep this here, but keep it in clipboard or something, or just don't keep it out now. It'd be easier to just keep it as it is typing. If not, load generator dot is block surrounded by the x, y, and z. Then if chunk blocks x, y, and z dot template article nil. So make sure it's not error basically. Then what we can do is road dot spawn block x, y, z. I think I have a copy here, don't I? Yeah, and then let's do health blocks x, y, see our template, right? Okay, I think that should be it. And I think that to all our script is not mistaken. Just add in all the necessary ends here. If I'm mistaken, that should be our script. And I think it's time we can test this out. Seems the issues I had, this was mega maxed down, should just be maxed down. My bad, I apologize. Another error is that height should actually be Z. Now we should be able to test this out and hope it works. And something, I'm gonna try to fix this big lag in a second if this, you know, doesn't come up computerized generating. Or it's not like having as many objects spawned at once. So one thing, actually, while we're at it, just I can have a task.rate here probably. So this basically doesn't makes it so it doesn't spawn 500 of them at once or something. I'm going to be able to test this out and get spreading lag. It's a little bit bad, but not too bad. And we can increase the task.rate, add more than we've needed. But if we look now, as you can see, oh, I think there's a slight error here somewhere. So we need x plus 1, x minus 1, y plus 1, minus 1, plus 1, z minus 1. How do we do return through here? That's not an issue. Okay, now, this side is not an issue. As you can see, it doesn't spawn blocks that aren't seen, but all the blocks that are supposed to be seen spawn here. It works near flawlessly. So, in the next episode, we'll probably be adding, I guess, block breaking and some other cool stuff. And then I also hope to eventually add different ores, different block spawns, maybe eventually structure generation, that won't be a super big thing focusing on. Obviously, dynamic chunk spawning. As you may have noticed, there is a lot of network objects. This is something that is going to be fixed eventually, as I hope to implement greedy mesh. So if you don't know what that is, basically what it does is, see how there's all these different cubes, this is all just a single cube. And this is all just single cubes, like tons of them. So what could be done is this could all just be one big cube, right? Just have expose this whole area. And this would save tons of objects. So eventually we'll implement that. I'm debating whether to do that as it takes lots of math, it's kind of complicated, and it's not something I want to do until everything's over and done. Anyways, I hope this helped you out, and probably within the next 2 to 4 days, I'll release another tutorial with the next few steps I covered. And it's gonna be releasing like 1 to 3 each week, something. Anyways, have a great day. Peace. Hope you and goodbye.